Yeah.
We're working on some little new material.
Yeah, that's all right. It gives us time to get away from it because we can't remember. Generally, it comes when you're thinking of something else. Do you ever try to really pull a thought out and right when you don't think about it, it comes right out? Got to control that.
In writing the story sometimes, and you can't get it, I just get
Some good writers say if he can't get his stuff together in a half hour, he just says it's not worth it. Rips out the empty page and puts in a fresh one. Comes up with another idea.
waste more paper that way. Or he just recycles it, puts that page back and
Tasting, 1, 2, 3, 4, man.
Tasting, am I?
Oh, you don't have any.
All right. So, Dick, have you got it yet?
I got part of it. I got a shiny nose. Oh my God.
Hey, I want to welcome you both back to Dallas. It's good to see
Sorry,
you.
I coughed on your line.
That's all. We'll do it again then. I want to welcome you both back to Dallas. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And to see you both performing. You were supposed to do Casa Mañana in Fort Worth, and you had to bow out of that this summer.
Yeah, I don't recall what the reason was.
TV show, I think.
That's right. It was. I think it was a television series that had a short life, but that's what it goes.
Yeah, that's show business.
I haven't worked here for a long time. I think for me it's been since, probably since we were at the Fairmont.
Which would have been 74.
74, 75.
Well, as they say, time
marches on. Or does it wait?
Right. But anyway, this thing that you're back together now doing your comedy and your songs and all, are you making a tour? Is this going to continue for a few months, or what's
Well,
the
if we
status?
get any response tonight, we're going to go for the next night. We'll do it in sequential order. This might be a whole week. No, we're in the midst of a tour. We're going a week here at Granny's, and then on to...
we go to Tulsa, Oklahoma City, San Francisco, and then a little town called Chico in California, and then a little time off to bottle some wine, do some labeling, and then we start off again in the summer. We go to Atlantic City at Caesars, and we do some concerts with the Fifth Dimension, and so we are really not in the phase. Now we're in the phase of doing public appearance and staying sharp, and then the new television show will rear its ugly head shortly, I hope.
Tell me about the new TV series then.
Well, it hasn't reared its ugly head yet. But see,
we saw its tail wagging.
Yeah, we saw a tail wagging. That's what we're doing. We're out performing, and things generally fall into their own pattern. Well, if we're working a lot and performing a lot and getting our material sharp and working together, generally a show comes after. Its ugly head will wave, and we'll have to struggle with it. Probably.
That's right.
Yeah. You guys, you've had, your disappointments and your problems and so forth in this business, but you've brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. I wonder now, are you aware that you're picking up some new audience? I'm thinking of young kids. Are they catching on to the Smothers?
I think so. We're doing a little bit of television. We did a Barbara Mandrell show and a couple of these shows, and the kids, when we perform, some of their older fans are bringing their children, and they're saying, "Oh my goodness, isn't that fun?" And I think we are getting some new fans because we stayed away long enough to be missed, but we hope not forgotten. So it's real close timing when you're away not doing your act for a while like that.
But what's really nice is when we go out and do these public appearances that the people that liked us for many years are still there, and they're growing older with us, or staying younger with us, whatever direction you want to call it. And they show up and they're very nice to us, and they really enjoy what they're seeing. So from the standpoint of even if we didn't pick up any younger fans, it's very gratifying.
You guys have had a long career and ups and downs, but lots of good times too. But in 20 years of hanging out with people in show business, I've made the observation, I don't know whether you agree, but it seems to me that comedians have much more pressure on them in the business than other performers. Do you agree?
I think that being a comedian is
pretty much
that way.
Yeah.
It's just the reason is that a comedian is only as good as his audience. I mean, it depends 75% on. It's like dancing with a new partner every time you go out. So there is an anxiety from a comedic sense. A singer can sing the song good every time, and if
sings it forever. A singer could go out and sing 3 hours of his 20 years of hits, And he just gets back there like Sinatra and just mellows us things. Oh, right on! I've heard that 100 times and love it. It's real hard to do a medley of, 3 hours of hit jokes. I know Henny Youngman gets away with it. We've all heard
If
them
they
all.
don't laugh, though,
They don't
you're
laugh.
still you're by yourself.
And plus, I think inherently the comic has a little bit of a different point of view. He looks at things a little askew. You get Richard Pryor. He comes up with these observations which are really basically socially relevant and then exaggerated. But he constantly is looking at things weird, and most comics do. They see the same things we see, but to them they're funny, and then they relate them to us, and we laugh. And that person is a little bent, generally.
It's the way we cope, and that's why it's a little more pressure. It's our sanity.
All right, that brings up the point then. How do you cope? Because right now we're all suffering through the tragic loss of John Belushi, this wonderful talent who burned himself out at 33, self-destruct at 33. How do you people cope?
Well, I have a brother that's on my case all the time.
Tommy, cut that out. Tommy, you do that. Cut that out. Stop that.
Yeah, so it really is a balance. Being a team like we are, and being brothers, which is another bond, there's a tendency to sometimes, kind of get a little crazy and psychologically not be real stable. And if either one of us goes the other way, we straighten the other one out. And that's our special little gift we have with being brothers and working together as long as we have. So.
That really helps. And when we're working together, we're neither each other's yes man. And when you become a pretty strong individual like John, or a power in industry, it's pretty hard for people to take you by the scuff of the neck and say stop that, or slow down, or relax, or this doesn't matter, or that does matter. And from that standpoint, it's a blessing. But
neither one of us can impress each other with any kind of power trip. One time, when we were in the old days, I fired him, and he says, I didn't fire. He says, I quit. You're fired. I said, no, you're fired. And we both showed up for the next, because we both
waiting to do a single.
Yeah. Both of us were going to go do a single.
But the show people's lives, and maybe the arts people, maybe writers too, or poets or whatever, they're not the same. We don't get in a nice, easy repetition thing like that, like the person has their 9-to-5 job. They may think it's boring showing up 9 to 5, but they go to bed basically at the same time each night. They have their meals are in the same time. The rhythm and the ease on your body is probably easier than what a person like a Belushi or what we do. We'll find ourselves sometimes taking a week after we've been on the road to settle down into a daytime time frame when we get back to the ranch. We try sleeping. Tommy will go home and stay up to 4 o'clock every night, not being able to sleep.
Because that was our schedule.
That was our
before,
schedule. So
waking
you find yourself being shook up a lot, and I think that has a tendency to add stress.
Did you all know John Belushi?
Yes.
Yeah. We saw him about less than a month, maybe 3 weeks ago. He came up to Tommy's place in Sonoma. We, as you know, we have a winery and some acreage up there, and he was doing researching a movie with Don Novello that they were...
Father Guido Sarducci? Sarducci and Belushi.
Belushi and Sarducci, and John was going to do this movie about a crazy drunken winemaker, and Tommy gave him a new title for it. Chevy Chase was talking the old title on television today, but...
It's called The Noble Rot, which is it's a phrase for a thing called botrytis.
Botrytis is a rot, a mold you get on the grape in the vine, in the field, that is very wonderful
and rare.
It gives it a wonderful apricot-y sweet taste. And if your late harvest wines have botrytis, oh boy, you get more money for it. But John just really flipped on the idea of noble rot.
He liked that title.
Yes.
And he seemed
very straight.
He was very straight, and I don't know what went on, but that man was living a good life and a clean life, because we spent 2 days with him.
We got crazy. I mean, we were crazy, and he was looking around thinking we were...
No fun, yeah.
But
Anyway, those are
observations.
Do you not buy the cocaine theory then?
I can't make a point. The point is, I'm saying is when I saw him, his attitude and what he was doing, he was refusing to drink. He had a little glass of wine, and he was cleaning. He says, I'm just really clean, got my thing together. And that's all I can say, so I can't say any more than that. Except it didn't seem like it was, that would be the case from what I saw. And what from Don Novello, too, what he saw.
Yeah. But see, we were here. We're in Texas.
That's all speculative. He's gone, and we all go different ways. Sometimes auto accidents, it could be some kind of a strange little quirk, like whatever happened there. And
some of us hang on too long.
Yeah, like Dickie and
kicking and screaming there. They'll probably take me kicking and screaming. One more try. Give me one more show. I know I got it. But I tell you what, he's leaving people with a lot of memories, and he gave a footprint. He made a point he made impression in his short life, and that's really a blessing.
Indeed. Well, hey, you guys got a show to do, and
Or make
we
a
don't want
footprint
to.
here.
We don't. Yeah, we don't want to detain you any longer. Except, Fred, let's get a shot of
Can I
of
real
each of
quickly
them
get each one
listening.
looking at each
Yeah.
other?
Okay.
yeah. Just look at one another and
Just for
listen.
just
Yeah.
transitional video.
You
Yeah,
wanna be quizzical?
for editing.
Good.
Just
Look at,
look.
you know,
Don't
you know,
talk, but we're just looking.
I was
Yeah,
looking at it.
don't no talking. Just look at one another, and he'll shoot one.
Did you comb his mustache this morning?
No, what's wrong with it?
it's just coming down a little bit. Yeah. Don't get too close, that's the point. We're older guys.
He hears that from me every time we
Yes,
go
don't
out.
get too close.
Okay, now they're just looking.
Okay.
Oh,
Tommy, I'm on you now.
Okay.
I'm just looking.
Dick can talk then, but Tommy
Sure.
can't. Okay, Dick can
Read
talk.
lips?
I
Read
hope you
that.
have your,
Read that. That's not funny. It's interesting. Okay, so it's
Okay,
not
Tommy.
interesting.
Okay, now
Okay.
Tommy
got your
talks
stuff
and
down.
Dick listens.
Okay, that's
you open-
good.
Between the two.
Okay, right now I'm
Okay.
strictly getting cuts.
All right.
Back up a little wider.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one more time.
All right, now I need to do several reactions.
Okay.
I've got to be serious and smiling and laughing.
Let's
Okay.
go through a sequence.
All right, serious first. Okay, are we ready then?
Back on- in that- Lean back just a little.
Okay.
Okay, a little too much.
Excuse me, we're recording sound. Okay,
Okay.
all right. I've long had the theory that comedians are under more pressure than other people in show business. Do you agree? Do you think comedians are under more pressure than other people in show business?
Now hold it just, okay, let's try it now.
Do you think comedians are under more pressure than other performers?
I'm gonna back up just a little.
All right.
Uh,
Can I go on to
okay,
another
you
question?
can go on to
Yeah,
another
all
question.
right. How do you then cope with the pressures of the business? How do you cope with the pressures of the business then?
Can I get you to take that tablet and just push it forward?
Oh, yeah, is it in the picture?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, do that one more time.
Okay. How do you cope with the pressures of the business then? Okay, so,
About,
Belushi, yeah. You don't buy the cocaine theory then? Do you believe then that he did die of cocaine overdose?
so one question that you introed into it about
Yeah.
what do they think about the tragedy?
Yeah. You both knew John Belushi. What do you make of this tragedy that happened to him? Okay, you think that's got it, Fred? Mm-hmm.
A little embarrassed, but I generally, if you've seen this before, I work with a bass, stand-up bass, and I can't find. Do you know where it is?
it's not important.